Dover Downs International Speedway is the location for stop number 28 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series as we are here today for the running of the Peak Antifreeze 400. As we are set for 60 laps of action, just like we were at Richmond, the last race on the tour, except the 60 laps on a 1 mile racetrack, affectionately or hatingly referred to as the Monster Mile. A track much like Bristol, can chew up cars and spit them out. So we'll see what happens here today on this racetrack. Here on the pole, it is Quentin Moore, who won that last time he was at Bristol, Tennessee, in the night race over there. He's in car number 90. He'll be alongside number 42, a three-time winner this season, Charles Sanford. Row 2 is Johnny Gardner in 25 and Kyle Matthews in 24, both Hendrick cars. Gardner's won once this season at Talladega. Matthews the winner of 4 races this season. Third row has Jessica Shelton, number 94 to McDonald's Ford. She is a winner of 3 races this season so far and has the points lead coming into this event. She'll be alongside Dylan Poteet, car number 22. Fourth row has Kat Batson, 28, and number 71, Alex Miller, a good top 10 qualifying run for him. Fifth row has a pair of Fords, Joshua Osborne in 99, and number 75, it is Jesse Turner. Osborne winner twice this season, including the... I'm trying to think. I think it was the Brickyard 400. I think. No, it was the Southern 500. Excuse me, that he won at Darlington, in addition to his win at North Wilkesboro. Jesse Turner 75 is alongside of him. Next row down has Dylan Young in number 2 and number 43 Joshua Collard. Next row down after that will be car number 9. Excuse me, Sky Commons in the car 2 number Ford. They'll be alongside Emmanuel Hartnett in car number 11. Next row down, Brandon Parker in 20 and number 1, Jay Jefferson, who won the last race on the tour at Richmond, Virginia, in the Pennzoil Chevrolet car number 1. Next row down has Shane Lake in 30 and number 26, Ryan Brommer, his best finish a second at Daytona. Shane Lake looking for a pretty good run here today at Dover. Next row down has number 97, Zach Winkle, and number 33, James Henry. James Henry had a great top 5 run at Richmond, the last race on the tour, with an impressive victory. Impressive run. He actually finished 5th at Richmond, excuse me. Next row down has number 77, Paul Minnick in the Jasper Engines Federal Mogul Ford, and number 55, it is Henry Sanford in the Square D Chevy. Next row down has number 16, Julius Anderson, and number 66, Zachary Fitzwater. Then it's Matt Haas, number 18, who won the race at Rockingham. He'll be alongside number 21, Marcus Sachi. Next round has Phil Parker at number 5 and number 45, Seth Cole. Seth carrying one of our in-car cameras in today's event. Next round is William Brock at number 4 and number 3, Cole Deaver. Then it's Nathan Hudson, 31, and number 44, Mike Becker. Next row after that will be car number 36, Kev Shear, who has our second in-car camera. He'll be alongside car 10, Mitchell Collins. And our third in-car camera will lie inside the 88 Quality Care Services Ford of Keith Batson, sitting currently 3rd in the standings right now, but he needs to have a big day at Dover, to say the least, or a big points harvest, but he's going to have some help as far as that's concerned. He'll be alongside number 12, Rob Evans. Next row down has number 40, Nathan Ormond in the Coors Light Silver Bullet, and then number 6, Jordan Lopez. Next round after that will be car number 7, Casey Nanico and Adam Flickinger in 23, and starting shotgun field will be Chris Dollerton in car number 60. Now, what I mean by Keith Batson needing some help points-wise, well, Keith is falling farther and farther behind in the points as far as trying to keep pace with Jessica Shelton and Kyle Matthews in the points. Matthews closed up the points actually to a little bit to 84 on Shelton coming into this event here at Dover, while Batson is falling far behind. So for Batson, he's going to have some top 5 finishes pretty much the rest of the season, I would imagine. But not to mention, I'm sure he doesn't want to wish any bad luck on Shelton and Matthews both, but he's going to have some trouble out of those two for the next 3 races for Batson to catch up as far as the points, and that all the while Batson finishing well in those races that Shelton and Matthews had trouble and not have any trouble himself. So that's pretty much going to be the scenario in the last 7 races on the season, and here comes command to fire him up.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
ahead and give it the 5 inches as we get some more racing here today. Here, and I mentioned 7 races left on the season. Well, that's truly how it is. We have 7 to go after this here at Dover. And that's counting this very race here at Dover. Here, that's race 30. This is race 29. Season 29 will be at Martinsville. 30 will be at North Wilkesboro. 31 will be at Charlotte. 32 will be at Rockingham. 33 at Phoenix, the new Phoenix track, I should say. And the last race, number 34, will of course be at Homestead Miami Speedway for Ford Championship Weekend at Homestead. So that's the remaining races on the season. And of course, you got to get those points when you can in this battle for the championship. And as of right now, Matthews is not far behind Sheldon. As I said, he's about some 80, somewhere around 80, 90 points back, points-wise. But so we'll see what happens in 60 laps. We'll see here at Dover. Quentin Moore and Charles Sanford on the front row here for today's event here in the Peak Antifreeze 400. As Space Road up on the pit road here, looking for a green flag, and they did it. We're racing at Dover. Quentin Moore, who had a strong car at Bristol, Tennessee in the night race over there in the Busch 500, has got the lead at the moment. Johnny Gardner, second position. And getting loose a little bit, come off turn 4 is Jessica Shelton, and she runs side by side with Charles Sanford for third spot, but she's going to get by Charles, and she pulls ahead of her championship rival, Kyle Matthews. Sanford running fourth. Matthews trying to take fourth away position away. Cat Batson 28, and Charles Sanford 90. I should say Joshua Osborne in 99. Pote and Dylan Young right there together. The Dylans, I should say, right there together. And 3 wide there through turns 1 and 2. Pote with a power move on both Osborne and Batson. Dylan Pote looking a little racy here at Dover Downs International Speedway. And he's got the other Dylan Young, right there behind. Pote's winner this season at the first race at Bristol in the Food City 500, while Dylan Young has won twice this season, that coming at Michigan, and then the race after that in the Pepsi 400 down in Daytona, one of his biggest wins, I would imagine, in this series. No question about it. We're still Young, the man who runs the NRSL Outback Xfinity Series and the Universal Orlando Cup Series in the offline realm. Yellow flag's out for the first time, and it's Rob Evans in car number 12. Phil Parker also involved. And Cole Deaver. I hope Nathan Hudson's involved, and who's that up ahead? That's Paul Minnick in 77. I think Deaver, I don't know if he's involved or not. And I see a hood. I see a side cave on that number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevy. Yep, and Deaver was, unfortunately for him, involved. And it was a big crash that happened, come off the 4th corner. And it all started just up ahead up front. It was Zach Winkle and Emmanuel Hartnett that got together. Turn 4 usually is a trouble spot coming onto the front stretch. And in Winkle's case, he thought he had Hartnett cleared, and that was not going to happen. And there's Minnick getting collected. He slams the inside wall hard, and then Minnick's going to come up the track, and then everybody's going to get popped on. Phil Parker just about flipped it over as he and Marcus Sachi got together. There's Seth Cole and the 77 of Paul Minnick. There's several cars shooting all over the place, and Parker comes back down and hits Deaver's car, rear ends the back of the 12 of Rob Evans, and then Deaver into the wall hard. He goes in at number 3 car. Chris Dalton does a good job missing Rob Evans' car, and I think Seth Cole does as well. Damage already done, though, for Seth Cole, unfortunately for him, and Casey Nanico in the 7 car. He's trying to find a way around. I think he might have hit something as well, too. Well, we had an in-car camera in Seth Cole's car. Let's take a ride with him on this whole ordeal. Here, on board Seth Cole's car. Ooh, and Paul Minnick had almost flipped it over, much like Phil Parker. Set to the apron, trying to get his car to start back up, which it does, and then he sees Phil Parker just up ahead and just missed him. As he also does Rob Evans and Cole Deaver, who right now runs up ahead of Seth Cole at the moment. Seth Cole right now minus hood on his number 45, 10-10-345 Lucky Dog Pontiac. So this crash has taken out Phil Parker, Paul Minnick, Nathan Hudson, Rob Evans, and Casey Nanico. Those 5 cars out of the race here today. 36 cars still running, being led by Quentin Morden, Johnny Gardner, Jessica Shelton, Kyle Matthews, Charles Sanford is in 5th. Then Dylan Poteet, Joshua Osborne, Dylan Young, Kat Batson, and Brandon Parker right now currently runs in 10th position in car number 20 as the green flag flies out once again. We're back to green flag racing on lap number 9 here at Dover. We have 52 laps to go. Johnny Gardner not giving an inch on his buddy Quentin Moore here. Those two are really good friends off the track here, and I think here, but fierce competitors on the racetrack as well. Two more fierce competitors are running right behind Gardner, and that's Shelton and Matthews and Sanford running right there together as well, and throwing Dylan Poteet in there as well. And here comes the battle for the lead. Johnny Gardner to the low side of Quentin Moore for the top spot. Gardner to the low side, Shelton up higher on Kyle Matthews, and that's not going to work for Matthews. And meantime, Gardner's still battling with Quentin Moore. We still got going on between those two drivers. Gardner pulls ahead for the moment, but Quentin, I think, has got the momentum on the high side. He stays alongside Gardner for the moment. See what happens going through 3 and 4. Shelton trying to push Gardner out to the lead. He does, and Gardner pulls ahead by about 3/4 of a car. But Quentin comes back on the outside of the track and still gets credit for leading that lap. I thought Gardner was going to pull ahead and lead by about a half a car length, but that did not happen at the moment. And now Johnny finally pulls ahead to take the lead. And meantime, Kyle Matthews is now getting past Shelton for 3rd spot. And whoa, Poteet almost got turned by Dylan Young, and now 3 wide of turn number 1 between Poteet, Young, and Osborne way up the track. Poor old Osborne is going to be the loser on that deal right there, as he lost a chance to get a spot, and not to mention also lost a couple more to boot. Meantime, Stanford takes 3rd position now, and we got a battle for the lead once again between Gardner and Quentin Moore. They're back at it again, and Quentin says, "Hey, wait a minute! I had the lead the last time, and I want it back." And he's going to pull ahead. Whoa! Quentin's car very strong here today at Dover. He made the pass without even having trouble, unlike Gardner did. But Gardner's not giving up. He goes back to the inside once again through turns 1 and 2 on lap number 15. Here comes Quentin to the outside of the track. Gardner to the low side. Quentin, like I said, that car very strong. He can run on the high side and actually just run it to the high side is what he can do. He goes to the low side of the track on Gardner. Crossover move on the 90 car. Gardner led the last time by. Now Quentin takes the lead back. Usually Dover does not have that many lead changes in this series, so it looks like they go through turns 1 and 2 again. Gardner's still staying up on the back bumper of Quentin Moore's car. Meantime, battle going on. Meantime, the 3rd spot now is still Charles Samber. 4th is Matthews. 5th is Shelton. 5th is now Poteet. 6th is Young. 7th is now Shelton. 8th is Kat Batson. Battle for 9th between Joshua Osborne and I think Jesse Turner in the 75. Yes, it is. Turner's in 10th position now. Want to go through the field here, but this is a hard battle to get off of right now between Moore and Gardner at the moment. First side-by-side battle you see right there. Well, you actually were going to see, actually, but now it's first side-by-side battle you see right there. That's Joshua Collard and Zachary Fitzwater in this mix here. Now Jay Jefferson goes low on the 30 of Shane Lake. James Henry's in there. Alex Miller, Julius Anderson, and William Brock in this mix as well. The 33, 71, 4, and 16 cars. Jefferson running 14th at the moment. 15th is Lake. Actually, Jefferson's running 13th at the moment. 14th is Lake. 15th is Fitzwater. 16th is James Henry as they got loose, come off the fourth corner. And Collard moved up the track right now. And they see Brock goes by. Alex Moore's about to go by in the 71 car. Maybe. Alex Miller's got the preferred groove, but Collard's got a strong car on that high side of the racetrack as you ride on board now. Keith Batson's car. Batson's 24th at the moment as he looks low on Matt Haas. Batson knows right now that both Matthews and Shelton are way ahead of him at the moment in the race. Looks on the track on Matt Haas. They come off the fourth turn. No dice just yet. And now he backs up just a little bit there. Talking about Batson as they go through turns 1 and 2. He runs 24th at the moment. You see now Ryan Brommer dip below on the track here. And Chris Dollerton's starting to make some headway. Started his race 41st in position. He's now at the 27th as he's moved past now. Or actually almost moved past Zach Winkle. He's now still 28th. He was still clocked 20th the last time as he now gets by him. And now pulls up on Mitchell Collins in car number 10. Meantime, new second place runner here, Charles Sanford takes second position away from Quentin Moore. Potey's up to fourth. Fifth is Young. Sixth is Matthews. Shelton's still 7th. 8th is Cat Batson. Joshua Osborne 9th. And 10th right now is Jesse Turner. Sky Combs with a nice run of today, running in 11th position right now in the Cartoon Network Ford as he's running very well right now. 12th is Jay Jefferson. 13th, Brandon Parker. Jefferson, you remember, dominated the last race on the tour at Richmond, Virginia, where he won. Looking for 2 wins in a row here, but he's got quite a bit of ways to go before he can try to get it done here today at Dover. He's running 12th right now. As we have completed now 26 laps, we're now down to 34 to go here at Dover. Jefferson to the low side of Sky Collins, and he gets a little loose, coming off turn number 4, but keeps his foot in and now moves Sky up the track now here to come through turns 1 and 2. Sky can get a run off the second turn, which he does. He stays alongside Jefferson, but Jefferson pulls ahead by about half a car length, getting by the 23 car, of Adam Flickinger in the Team Winston Ford. Back to the leaders. It is still Johnny Gardner and Charles Samper running away with the show right now. As we're about to complete the 29th lap that we have now, we're almost halfway home. 29 in the books and 31 to go here at Dover Downs International Speedway in the Peak Antifreeze 400. One caution flag has slowed this race down to 124.065 miles an hour after 29 laps. Now we're completed halfway, 30 in the books and 30 to go. Average speed now bumped up to 125 miles an hour. The fastest lap race so far being set by Chris Dalton at 166.39 miles per hour. Shelton is the second fastest lap, then Poteet, Young, and Charles Samper, who you're looking at right now, in 5th position. He is not letting Gardner get way far ahead. Gardner with his best lap of 165.5. His last lap was 162.16. Sampers was 162.24. the last time by. Let's check the laps again this time by. Gardner, I think, is going to be faster that time by, which he was, 161.84 to 161.38. Quentin Moore running third position at the moment still, as he's got Dylan Poteet trying to push him up through the field here. And of course, the trick is at Dover, or at any other track, you got to stay hooked up single file, or else if you continue to trace spots like they're trying to do right now, that's going to cost you a little bit. Now here to go through turns 1 and 2. Quentin Moore to the high, still trying to close up on the car of Charles Sanford. Sanford's on the low side now of Gardner for the lead. Nothing doing for the moment. It's just the margin is now 0.13 of a second between the front two cars. Quentin Moore's closing it up though. It's now down about 0.46 between second and third. Position-wise, well, I was going to say, the trick is you got to stay hooked up, because you run side by side, it's going to let the leaders get away. We talked about that about pretty much all season long, regardless of what track you go to. I mean, and of course, drafting does not. The term drafting does not. Is not pretty much. It's pretty much irrelevant on a 1 mile track. That's more relevant to big tracks like Talladega, Daytona, or even tracks like Michigan or Indianapolis or Pocono, because drafting does come into play in some extent, because the straightways are so long over those tracks. But you compare that to a track like Dover, it's just a short little 1 mile track. That's a whole other story. But speeds here almost super speedway, almost about like speeds you used to see at tracks like almost kind of like speeds you used to see at tracks like Darlington about some 20 years ago, when they were running just over 170 miles an hour on that kind of track. Poteet to the low side of Moore, not quite enough at the moment. Matthews has now gotten by for 5th position. Joshua Osborne up to 6th position right now, so he's gotten by Dylan Young. But Young closing back up. You got about 5 Fords in a train right now, and now Young goes up the track. Here comes Shelton to the low side, and she's got Jesse Turner to contend with in the number 75 car, but nothing doing. And she is kind of driving like a woman possessed, because she sees Kyle Matthews up ahead of her, and she does not want to lose any more points to him, to that lead that she's got right now. 20 laps to go this time by. Sanford still keeping on the back over Johnny Gardner. I think Sanford's waiting for something waiting to do something here as we're about to close up in the late stages of the event. Next race, as we mentioned, will be the first of 2 straight on the short track. We'll head to Martinsville next on the tour for the Goodies Fast Relief 500, and then after that we'll be going to the Tyson Holly Farms 400 at North Wilkesboro, which will be the first of 3 straight races in the state of North Carolina. We'll be going to North Wilkesboro, and after that we'll be going to Charlotte. Then after that, for the Mellow Yellow 500, and after that will be the AC Delco 400 at Rockingham. That'll be the 32nd stop on the tour on the season. And then, as we said, Phoenix and Homestead will close everything out for the season. Gardner still out in front. Sanford still 2nd position, as we'll quickly run you through the field right now. Sanford's to the inside, nothing doing against. In the meantime, Kyle Matthews looks slow on Dylan Poteet for 4th position. He's going to take it through 1 and 2. Poteet gets loose. Matthews to the inside of the track. Poteet from Kentucky. Matthews from the state up north of it, Ohio. And throwing another Kentucky driver, Joshua Osborne, in the mix as well. And now Matthews takes the position, and here comes Poteet. Watch that move! And meantime, fight for the lead. Charles Sanford for the low side. He's going to take it through 1 and 2, and he's got it into turn number 3. Charles Sanford, who's looking for his 4th victory of the season. But Gardner says, I want my second, and he's going to go to the low side now. Sanford leads his first lap of the race, and Gardner's fighting back to the low side now in turns number 3 and 4. Gardner pulls ahead by about a full car length almost, and he's got it coming off turn number 4. Whoa! And they get caught behind the 23 car of Adam Flickinger now, and now Quentin Moore's close up on the back of Sanford and Gardner both. Who's going to blink first? And here comes Moore to the low side for second place, and they're going to be they almost made it 3 wide, but Quentin thought better of it, and that's going to let almost the rest of the field close up. Matthew says, I ain't going with that, and he's going to go by Flickinger. And the Dillons get caught up behind Zach Flickinger, behind Adam Flickinger. That's Pote and Young both. And they're going to lose spots too. I think that's Osborne and Shelton. And now Jay Jefferson's closed up now in the number 1 car. Jefferson up to the 9th position. He gets by Dylan Young, and now he's going to try to get by Pote in the 22 car now, and now 28 car of Cat Batson wants to join in on the fun. We are closing up now on 10 to go. The yellow flag's flown for the second time today. And I think it was a 6 of Jordan Lopez that caused the crash, I think. Yep, it was he and Mike Becker that spun through turns. And I think it was Lopez and Mike Becker that spun in the turn number 3. Let's take a look at what happened. This happening on lap number 48. And apparently Mike Becker must have had a problem because this car slowed dramatically through the 3rd and 4th turn, or coming through turn 4. Lopez just did not see him right there, and he just crashes right in him. And oh, Nathan Orman and Cole Deaver almost hit Becker, but not quite. But Marcus Sachi did. Wait, how Ormond and Deaver did not crash into the 44, I will never know. Real time. Phew. Man. Cole Deaver and Nathan Ormond were both touched by an angel on that one. We're going to look at I have to look at it again. Yeah, that was... Yeah, here comes Becker sliding down. Watch Ormond. Just missed. Deaver, the same story right here. He missed. Sachi, however, nope. And since the number 21 Sitgo Ford sliding up the track right there after he got tapped, and Seth Cole just almost hit him too, and Sachi's car apparently stalled out. Couldn't get his car to restart, couldn't get his car to start back up, and end result for Marcus Sachi, dire straits for him, and so yeah, Sachi and Becker both out of the race right now, unfortunately for those two. So 7 cars out of the race so far, and we still have 33 cars on the lead lap. So we still have 33 cars on the lead lap. Adam Flickinger is the only car a lap down, but we are now less than 10 laps from the finish here. So we are going to get a single file restart. No lap cars to the inside, which is going to prove beneficial for everybody else that's still on the lead lap in this race. In fact, when we get this race restarted, we'll restart on lap number 54, so we'll have 7 laps remaining with 53 in the books. Johnny Gardner leads. Second is Charles Sanford. Third is Quentin Moore. Kyle Matthews runs fourth. Fifth is Joshua Osborne. Sixth is Jessica Shelton. Seventh is Jesse Turner. Eighth is Dylan Poteet. Ninth is Jay Jefferson. And 10th is Kat Badson. That's how they run right now. And all these drivers have won a race this season except for the 75. Here, Jesse Turner's not yet won this season, but the other 9 in the top 10 have won this season. It's the green flag flies. 53 in the books. 7 to go here at Dover. You've seen how long it takes for some of these cars to get to feel each other out and try to start making passes, though. And I have a feeling though that may happen here on this last few laps. But I don't know. Sanford's closed up on the back of Gardner's car, though. He's brought in Quentin Moore, Kyle Matthews, and Joshua Osborne in this mix now. Here comes Sanford to the inside for the lead and into turn number 3. They're gonna go toe to toe with each other now. Sanford's on the low side, Gardner to the high side of the track off turn number 4. He got loose that time by Sanford. Maintains second position, but Gardner maintains the lead right now. 5 laps to go. He regathers his composure as they come through turn number 4 right now. Right there on the back bumper. That last time I was 900s from first to second. Off turn number 2, more to the low side, nothing doing. Gardner knows one little slip and Sanford's by him, and he goes up to the track in turn number 4, nothing doing for the moment. Is Sanford going to make a stick in the turn number 1? Gardner slams the door on him as they go through 1 and 2. Now we got 3 laps to go. Matthews for third spot inside of Quentin Moore. He's gonna try to get a draft off Sanford's car. Two laps to go. Matthews for third position. Osborne and Shelton trying to follow. Shelton looks low on Charles's car. Or so I should say, on Osborne's car, should say, as they come on through turns 4. White flag waves in the peak Antifreeze 400, and Osborne and Moorebaugh got together through off turn number 4. Does Charles Sanford have anything for Johnny Gardner as he goes through the 3rd and 4th turns now? He's trying to close, but off the 4th turn they come. It's not going to happen for Charles Sanford. Johnny Gardner picks up win number 2 on the season. He wins at Dover. So Johnny Gardner in the number 25 Budweiser Chevy takes home the Peak Antifreeze 400 here at Dover Downs International Speedway. But not without a fight from the California Crusher, Charles Sanford. That was quite a battle that was in those last 4 or 5 laps here at Dover. Sanford tried to do everything he could, but just wasn't enough. Third place will go to Kyle Matthews. 4th to Joshua Osborne. And holding on for 5th position, Aaron Quentin Moore holds off Jessica Shelton to take 5th. Shelton will finish 6th, 7th will go to Poteet, 8th will go to Jesse Turner, Jay Jefferson 9th, and 10th will go to Kat Badson. Average speed 125.125 miles per hour. So 28 races are in the books, and 6 races are left to go. So as I said, those races are Martinsville, North Wilkesboro, Charlotte, Rockingham, Phoenix, and Dover, and that's it. Or Phoenix and Homestead, excuse me. Homestead's the finale, not Dover. We just raced at Dover, but I mean to say, Martinsville, North Wilkesboro, Charlotte, Rockingham, Phoenix, and Homestead is the last 6 races of the season. as this race for the championship continues to heat up, as season 23 is about ready, as we round the far turn and head for home on the season. Rest of the finishers for today here: Zachary Fitzwater comes home in 11th. 12th will go to Dylan Young. 13th, William Brock. Brandon Parker with a solid 14th. Alex Miller with a solid run in 15th. Brommer 16th. Chris Dallerton started 41st and ends up 17th in today's event. So Dallerton really showed some muscle here in this race at Dover for sure. 18th will go to Sky Cummins. 19th to Keith Batson after starting this race back in the back as well. And Shane Lake will come home 30th. Rest of the finishing order for here: Julius Sanderson 21st. 22nd will go to James Henry. And Henry Sanford comes home 23rd. 24th will go to Matt Haas. Mitchell Collins, Kev Shearer, Joshua Collard, Emmanuel Hartnett, Zach Winkle, and Cole Deaver, the top 30. Then Nathan Orman, Seth Cole, and Jordan Lopez was the last car to finish on the lead lap in 33rd position. Adam Blankenshire, the last car to finish. He was 2 laps down in 34th position. Cars out of the race were Mike Becker, Marcus Sachi, Phil Parker, Paul Minnick, Nathan Hudson, Rob Evans, and Casey Nanico were the last of the finishers here today. But a tremendous finish we had today at Dover National Speedway, and Johnny Gardner comes out the victor here today in the Peak Antifreeze 400. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on the channel. We got inter races, gaming videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA Stockholder search for his channel. And be sure to check out our Cavalcade series as well, including the Duracell Cup Series, Bowser All-Pro Series, and the Marble Studios Cup Series, also from the NNSCRA. Be sure to check the series out and to keep up on the Marble Studios Cup Series. Here, please subscribe to ThrashManiac99's channel to keep up on that series, and he'll get you going. So 28 in the book, 6 races to go. We will head to Martinsville next on the season for next race on the tour for the Goodies Fast Relief 500. For now, this is James Qualston in production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best. We will see you at Martinsville.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?